Hi everyone, and welcome for another episode to Gloucester Canary Australia. So on today's episode, we'll be at the Geelong annual show, and also we'll be taking a home visit to Sammy Ray's. All right guys, let's get into it. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is season 2, episode 12. So just a little update with the channel. The next episode will be taking a trip over to Sydney to visit my good friend Michael Pulo. So while I'm going to see Michael, I'll be definitely taking up some of my birds for Michael, and Michael will be giving me some birds back. So I'll be definitely showcasing my new arrivals. So that's for the next episode. So on this episode, we're going to take a little inside look at the Geelong annual show, and we're going to be going over to Sammy's bird room. So with the Geelong annual show, it's the first time I've been to the event. It's a couple hours drive from my place, and the wife said to me that I've been quite busy, I've been going to a few shows. Why don't we go for a family drive somewhere? So I thought, it's a good idea. So I knew that Geelong was a bit of a drive, and I thought, why not enter half a dozen birds? So it worked out well. So the family got their road trip, and I managed to show a few birds. So with the Geelong annual show, I got a novice grand champion with my Corona South Green hen, and I also got best novice consort with my South Green consort. So it was a great day. I really enjoyed it. So that's that. So all right, guys. So before we get to the annual show, let's go take a look at Sammy's bird room. So I hope you guys just kick back and enjoy the show. Okay, guys, we're over at Sammy Ray's bird room. So Sammy, how you going, mate?
Good. How are you?
Good. Not too bad. So tell us, mate. So what got you into canaries?
Since I was a kid, I started with the goldfinches, and then slowly start getting the normal canaries, the aviary canaries, and then things start moving forward. Got the frill canaries and the Yorkies, and still doing them since then. Then I came to Australia, and I took it a little bit further, got into the club, and doing it more professional.
So Sammy, what do you like specialise? What type of canaries do you specialise, and what do you breed?
I've been doing the frill canaries and Yorkies, and about 3 or 4 years ago, I started with the Norwich and Crest bred.
Yep.
Yeah, just to keep it spicy.
Oh, awesome, mate.
Yeah.
That's great. So tell me, for a crest bred. So what's a good crest bred, mate? What do you have to look for in a crest bred?
All right. Mainly the feather. They should have low feather. I've got some standards here. I can show you. Those I got from Turkey for those 2 birds. The crest, wish we have this quality here in Australia. So as you can see here, the crest bred should have a little bit browy around the eyes and tight feather and slim at the back, and tidy up, while the crest The crest should be like an umbrella going all the way down to the beak. And yeah, and white feather, the back should be like straight like that, as you can see. This is the crest, and this is crest bred, and some people they call them crested Norwich.
Okay, Sammy. So what can you tell us about the Norwich?
Okay, the Norwich is not an easy bird to breed. This is like a model, but we don't have this standard here. It should have the back like that, and the face should be like an owl, like that. Not browy. You still need to see the eyes, but need big round head here, and cobby round on the sides, and full beard.
All right, beautiful, mate. So what else do we have here?
Okay, we'll talk about the Northern Dutch frill. That's the most common frill we have here in Australia. Sorry, let me kick the camera. All right, so the Northern Dutch frill is a lot of birds. They think it's a duster and feather should be everywhere, but in reality, it's not. The feather only 3 parts of the body. Here on the chest, on the sides, and the fans, and on the back here. Head and neck should be clear, no fluffing here, and no fluffing behind the legs. On the wings, and that should be clear. So I'll show you this model here. You can see it. This is more 3D. The chest should be coming from the side and meeting in the middle from both sides. And the fins, those ones they call them fins or fans, they're coming from the sides evenly, and the back should be split in the middle in half and going over the shoulders. Same thing, head and neck all clear and round, and wings meeting in the middle, nice tail in the middle, and yeah, that's the Northern Dutch frill.
Okay, beautiful, mate. And what else?
And
What do we have?
we'll talk about the gentleman of the fancy, the Yorkshire Canary. We judge, there's only one standard. It's called the Golden Standards for the Yorkshire Canary, and it should look like a carrot. This is a green bird, but this is like a magnet. Anyway, we'll talk about the Yorkshire Canary. Should be like, if you look at the bird from the top, you should see it like that, round all the way around, no flat sides, no flat back and front, and the feather tidied up behind the legs here. Should stand 65 degrees. That's the most points on the bird. It's 25 points when judging on the position. It should be standing like the clock at 11:25, and the eye should be center of the head, not too close to the top, and should have a small rise of the beak, as you can see, and should have a shoulder here, high shoulder, and a little bit chesty here, not too chesty, not flat at the same time. And here should be all the way straight, not here too chesty and then dip here, or a little bit thick behind the legs. And the legs at the same time shouldn't be stilt. This model is a little bit thin, should have a little curve here on the angle on the elbows of the legs. And if you draw a straight line through the eye, shoulder and tail should be all one line, all going together. That's the Yorkshire Canary.
Okay, Sammy. So, what birds have you judged at this show season?
This year so far, I judged the Dandenong Canary Society annual show. I judged the Yorkies, Frills, Crest Breds, and Norwich. I judged 4 varieties this year in the Dandenong. I judged the Derby and Oaks in the Victorian Yorkshire Canary Club. And I judged at the ACA, Australian Canary Association. I judged the Yorkies and the Frills there.
Okay, geez, you're pretty busy, mate.
Yeah.
So, I heard you're judging overseas.
Yeah, I got an invitation from the National Bird Society in America. So I'm going to judge the nationals there in the States this year.
Oh, how exciting, mate!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Yeah, new experience. Met different people from different parts of the world.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Get to see some nice birds over there.
Yeah, exactly. They have a big variety, and even they have different breeds that we don't have here as well. And they even have Australian planeheads
over there.
Yeah. Because America is the only country we send birds to, so we send birds from here to America, and they got the Australian border as well. Yeah,
over there.
Yeah.
Geez, that's nice and simple to get.
Yeah.
Birds overseas.
Yeah.
You know, we have a bit of trouble to try and get birds in Australia, but anyway, is what it is. Yeah. Yep. So Sammy actually has a YouTube channel. It's called Sammy's Birds. So have a look at his shirt as his logo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the logo for my channel. I've made this channel probably about 14 or 15 years ago, but I'm not very active on it due to work circumstances, and life is very busy these days. I would like to congratulate you on your great effort you do for the hobby. You do a really good job in promoting the hobby, and we can see that in the Gloucesters. We can see more Gloucesters being benched these days. Like 2 or 3 years ago, we had no Gloucesters in the Dandenong Canary Society. And last year and this year, we had a lot of them, 125 or 130 birds this year. You're doing great job.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate it, Sammy. That's really nice, mate.
We need more people promoting the hobby, and we need more young people getting into the fancy. There is a lot of people, they breed canaries and that, but they just, like, we call them backyard breeders or pet breeders. We need them to get one step ahead and take it more professional and join a club and have fun.
That's what it's all about, mate. Like, I noticed the last couple of years at the Gloucester Club, we're selling a lot more rings for our birds.
Wow.
Just, you know, if you guys think you got some good quality birds or like to join a hobby, just contact the Gloucester Club of Victoria, and we'll see what we can do for you. Yeah, so tell us, Sammy, about your breeding preparation. So what do you do with your birds?
Couple months before breeding, after I sort out my birds, I choose which ones I'm keeping, which ones I always keep some spare hens, because when the breeding comes, some of them they get egg bound or whatever. Some of them they don't lay, some of them they don't get in conditions. I always keep some spare hens. That's my advice to every breeder to do. Start them with the soft food, multivitamin. Calcium is very important in the water with vitamin D, and greens. A lot of greens is very important, and it's good source of calcium for the birds. I used to do sprouting. Sprouting is really, really good, and it's something natural. When you give all natural stuff, veggies and greens and stuff like that, it's easier for the bird to digest, and and it's really good for their health, and you won't have many problems during the season. But you need to have the birds in your breeding room at least a couple months before breeding season. You can't bring a bird last minute and expect it to do well. So you need, even in the same bird room, like if I have 2 bird rooms, I have this one and another one. So if the ones I want to breed in this room, I make sure 2 months before breeding they are in this room. If I move them from one room to the other, they don't like it. So they feel like they're in a new place.
They're not settled.
They don't feel safe.
Yeah.
For birds, we're predators.
Yeah.
And if they're not used to you, they're not used for the environment they're in, they don't do really well.
Yeah.
Like some birds, they will be doing really good in this room. If I change rooms, they don't. And some of them doesn't matter. They breed anywhere. It goes back to the birds. Every bird, they have different personality. Like not all birds the same. Some of them
Yep.
they are shy. Some of them they are courageous.
Yep.
It depends. It goes back to the bloodline originally
Yeah.
they're from. Some birds they don't need even training for show. They just go and put them in the show cage. They just go in and they stand there and
They have different temperaments,
100%.
sort of thing.
And some of them doesn't matter how much you train them. They are like stay wild like sparrows. It goes
Yeah.
back to their genes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getcha. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome, mate. So what can you tell say a beginner, someone starting out? What sort of advice could you give someone that says, okay, I want a couple of pairs of birds and I want to breed them and I want to get into showing? So what would you recommend?
I would recommend all new breeders. They start with an easy type of bird or colored canaries to start with. Don't jump into Yorkies or Norwich or crested breds, those hard birds to breed, because those ones they are a bit delicate and they're very temperamental and they're not easy to breed, and that will make you put off straight away from the hobby. So the best thing, get Gloucesters, fives, colored canaries, reds, mosaics. Those ones they are easy to breed, and don't put too many. 2, 3 pairs, 4 pairs is all right. You still can manage them and enjoy them at the same time.
Yeah, because sometimes, some people like, they overdo it with the birds. They put too many pairs. And sometimes, commitments, family commitments, work and things like that, it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. And sometimes, you might put, 20 odd pairs and you might breed, over 100 birds, and then you start getting a little bit in a way where you start moving on birds a bit too soon because you just can't handle the amount of birds that you got. So that's one thing that I would say through a little bit of a learning experience as well for myself. Start small and then
100%.
slowly build from that. So
100%. You want to enjoy the hobby. You want to sit there and watch them. Observing the birds is very important, especially for beginners. If you sit there and observe the birds, see what they are doing, see if they are fighting, the pairs, they are paired properly, the male and female, they're not fighting, they're pairing, they're mating. That's all these things. If you don't have enough time to watch the birds and observe them, you don't do really well. In the past, I used to do like 300-400 birds a year. I used to have more time in my hands. I used to watch my birds more, observe them, give them more attention, and that. Now, because I work longer hours and my kids growing up and all that, I don't get enough time to spend with the birds. So I'm breeding, the numbers are less because I can't observe them and that. And going back to breeding, you asked me before about what do I use. There is a product I get from overseas. We're trying to get this in Australia now. It's called Breed Max. This product is really good. Like this one, once you want to stop breeding, you have to stop it because the hens will keep lying, and it's really good. It's got all the minerals and the supplements that you need. And now we're trying to bring this product to Australia through a distributor, because getting 1 kilo of that, this is 1 kilo. You can add it to egg and biscuit, or you can add it to the seed or whatever. Or you can even use it in finger feeders. But it's worth it. We got that product. It cost us about $100 for a kilo, but it's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, especially for big birds because they need a lot of protein. That's very high in protein, this product.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, mate. That's awesome. Okay, so one thing about the channel that I always mention and what's actually exciting is to see all different breeders. They use their own methods of doing things. So the things that I've talked about in my bird room, that's what works for me, and it might not work for others. But Sammy just brought up a really good idea, what he puts in his cages. So Sammy, so what have you got there, mate?
I usually like to have wire underneath the birds. It's cleaner, but yeah. But some cabins I have, they don't have the wire at the bottom, so I use the cardboard, this roll of cardboard, and I use it under the birds. They stay dry, and yeah, stay no smell, clean. The birds stay clean. That's most important, and especially under the birds. If it gets soft and things rotten and they nibble through it, that when they get sick. You don't want the birds to do, because the birds get sick when they eat leftover food, and especially the egg and biscuit or sprouting, it goes off. Yeah, especially on the hay. When you don't have the wire, they're gonna get to it, and if it's rotten, they're gonna get sick. So I rather use the wire, but those cages I don't have the wire. I use that, and I only give them as much as they eat. I don't give them too much. That's very important. It's better to give them less, and they eat it all, finish it all. The seed, they have seed all the time, so if they run out of egg and biscuit, they can eat seed. I give them some egg and biscuit dry as well on the side, so they can eat from that. I'd rather have less soft food than having more.
Yeah. No, awesome.
Yeah, because you get salmonella, you get coccidiosis, all those diseases, viruses, they get to the
which is not great.
Yeah.
So hygiene's very important with the birds.
100%. That's one of the secrets to keep healthy birds, is to keep them clean. The moment you leave too much, sometimes they get a little bit messy, but it's all dry, no wet stuff underneath, and there's no egg and biscuit. If it's seed husks and sawdust or cat litter or whatever you use, as long as it's dry, no soft food in it, it's fine. And yeah.
All right, awesome, mate. Awesome. So, all right, Sammy. All right, thanks for coming on the show, mate.
No worries, my pleasure.
Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks for your visit, and hopefully one day I'll come and visit you and do an episode with you.
100%, mate.
Yeah.
No, sounds
no
good.
Worries. You're welcome anytime.
Oh, that's awesome, mate. So, if you guys haven't checked out Sammy's YouTube channel, it's is it Sammy's Birds Australia or just Sammy's Birds?
Yeah, Sammy's Birds. Yeah. I'll send you the link. You can put it in the description under the video. You can press on the link, and that will take them to my channel.
Oh, awesome. So check it out, guys. All right, that's all we have time at the moment. Now, we're going to move over to the Geelong annual show. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Yeah. Okay, everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. So, like I said, the next episode, I'll be over to Michael Pulo's place, which I'm really looking forward to that. And thanks everyone for watching. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I really appreciate it. Share, like, subscribe. The subscribers are climbing, which I really appreciate that, guys. That's what keeps me keep making these episodes. So which is great. So yeah, like I've said a couple episodes ago, that I'll be doing 15 episodes for season 2. So I've got 3 more to go, and I've also got more home visits. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, you all take it easy and have a good one, and I'll see you at the next episode.